Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Ethereum, see what's going on. This is going to be kind of a consistent one for us. I get a lot of requests here, so we're going to just jump on in, kind of see what's going on with the backend data, with liquidation, and kind of go from there. While we're getting this to load, I just want to say thanks again for being an amazing part of my life. Appreciate the awesome feedback on our Premium Plus bot too. It's been very, very good here lately. Up a pretty significant margin so far this month with our passive income, kind of our automated day trading strategy. So that's working out much better than trying to take swing trades right now. I'll tell you what, folks, swing trading, every time we get a single potential positive or false positive, as I've said, they become here lately, the price action just rips down because of a fundamental catalyst. So with all the crazy nonsense in the news right now and just the world, potential recession, tariff wars, it's really wreaking havoc. So you're going to be statistically more favorable to try to find shorts at resistance than you are to try to take longs at support. Okay, so it's just kind of the concept right now. Let's take a look at liquidation though, kind of see where we're at. There's a ton of liquidation down here at 1750 to 1700. That is a heck of a lot. Wow. I don't usually see that kind of pressure there. Granted, it depends on how you look at it, but that's quite a lot. So if the price comes back down to the 1800 range, it would be safe to say that 1750 is the next target. For right now, though, that's kind of the potential or tentative bottom here for this coin. We look at the macro, we can see that there is not a lot above the price action, which is kind of surprising, but it's not really all that much because there's not like a lot of shorts just above the price action. They're in heavy profit already. Even though we have a heavy liquidation of delta here to the downside, that kind of tells us the overall trend is down and you really don't want to take longs right now. If you are in a long, consider securing profits before 2000 just because it's a pretty obvious resistance because it was a previous support level for us. Okay, so just know that that's kind of a thing. When we look at open interest, there's really not a lot here locally. So, even though we have some late longs, of course, there's not a lot of interest in specific areas. So we do see 1920 and previously 1890 as those rough areas of interest. But what we want to look at is more the macro here for the open interest, which is basically effectively the points of control here. What this does tell us here is there's a lot of confirmation that this $2,200 range is that resistance for us. So if we do end up breaking 2000, 2200 is that next area of resistance. So it's just kind of something to be mindful of. Let's take a look at the daily, work our way down. Based on the daily time frame here, once again, this super significant descending trend line is just reaffirming that we're not gonna be breaking bullish anytime soon. This coin is performing pretty poorly. Granted, majority of the market is too, so you cannot hold that against it. But once more, this $2,000 range is somewhat of a support based on previous levels. We spent a lot of time in the past in the 1850 range. So if you kind of look at this here, our macro point of control, if you zoom out to like 2022, we see 1650 and about 1850 as those next areas there. So we're getting into these demand zones. So just know we're probably likely to see the bottom's probably getting close, if you will. I don't think we're going to see anything below 1700. So good place to stock up if you're interested in obtaining this coin. Me personally, this is more of a spot trade scenario for me with this coin. I had my spot bags whenever the price comes into this range here. So I had a limit order 1800, 1900 get filled, and I was pretty happy with that. I don't expect magic from this coin. It's there's so many memes against it. It's kind of hilarious, but the truth is, I think long term this coin could have some benefit. Take a look here, of course, at the daily time frame. We can recognize that we are in a position where 30 on the RSI had that natural pivot point. So it does make sense for the price to want to recover now after hitting that tentative bottom. Everything else, though, is bearish, so there's nothing here that I'm trying to convince you on saying that you should take a long position. We got bit on this coin. Actually, this is one of the only coins we had to close out early this month so far. Everything else has been profitable, except for this one because we had so many confirming factors. We took a long position, and then the New World Order occurred on Sunday with like most altcoins down 20%. So unfortunately, I had to close this trade out early. But the easy way to understand it is this short-term descending trend line is your friend. In other words, treat it as such. Don't try to backstab your friend by taking a long into this resistance. Okay, until it's broken, that's when you take a long. So hypothetically, you're supposed to take a long here in this range once we get over 2000, not below it leading into it. Once more, if you're already in a trade right now and you're in profit, it's all good. I get it, but just make sure you're adjusting your stop loss higher and not being one of these dummies that goes, says you're going to take a long position from 1750 to 2250. Okay, that's a significant resistance too. We'll talk about that later. For right now, getting over 2,000 is a very important thing, and we're not there yet. 4-hour time frame, we're underneath the 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is still low. There's not a lot of things here telling us you should take a long. The stochastic swinging down. We also got both moving averages below or above the price. Until we get above that, I don't really feel confident in taking a trade. Bitcoin is trending towards 83,000 though. There's a CME gap here as well. So I foresee Bitcoin, if it continues much further up here, to pull back in the relative near future. If that does happen, what do you think is going to happen to Ethereum when it's just kind of stuck on stupid? It's going to go down, okay? So a short at 2,000 seems practical at this point, just kind of thinking out loud. And then if we take a look at the Ichimoku cloud and the hourly, this is confirming that we're still below the trend here and that there's not a lot of reasons to take a trade. So I would not recommend a trade with this coin to the upside. If you're considering a short, 2,000, 2,200, those would be good areas of consideration. I hope that makes sense though, and I described it correctly. Make sure you check us out over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you're interested in checking out some of our trade results for our day trading bot. It's kicking some serious tail, fully automated and passive income for our community members. And then if we take a look, of course, I have playout charts if you're not familiar. It's all available for you there. Anyways, join up, come on over. I look forward to working with you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Appreciate your time. Thanks so much again. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.